Okay, today we're going to look at another area that we use maths is when we're working out time problems. And here I'm going to look at a couple of problems where we're adding and subtracting time. So just as a kind of, I suppose, a brief explanation, I just put up there a clock on the left hand side. So a 12-hour clock, so it goes around, the hour hand goes around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but there are actually 24 hours in the day. So in this instance it will say at 12 midnight the hour hand will go all the ways around, and then at 12 noon it'll go all the ways around again, where we have 24 hours in the day, as I say, and it just shows there. So we'll say 12 noon is 12, but then at 1 o'clock in the 24-hour clock it's going to be 1300. At 2 o'clock it's going to be 1400, because 2 plus 12 is 14. At 3 o'clock it's going to be 1500. Again, 3 plus 12 being 15, and so on and so on. And we get to 12 midnight, which is also 100 hours. I just there show, so in one day we have 24 hours, in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, and in 1 minute we have 60 seconds. And on the right hand side, again, I'm just showing, again, this is all just maybe something that you're comfortable with, but just in case. So telling the time where we have our clock, and where we have the hand, the minute hand, going past the 12 up there, we have, that's going to be 5 minutes past, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes past the hour. Then we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when your minute hand would be facing the 2 o'clock there, that 2 also represents 10 minutes past. The 3, which is down here, which if the hour hand was facing it, it would mean that it's around the 3 o'clock mark, but if the minute hand is facing it, it relates to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes past. We go on, that would be 20 minutes past, 25 minutes past, 30 minutes past, and when we pass the 6 mark there, we start talking about 2 before, because it's becoming before the hour. So we have 25 to, because that would be 25 minutes to. When it's facing the 8, it would be 22, 9, 15 minutes to, in other words, quarter to, 10, 10 to, and when it's at the 11, it would be 5 to, the hour. And again, looking at that as a circle, why is that quarter past? Because that would be quarter of the circle. Why is it considered half past? Because that is half of the circle. And again up here, that would be considered a quarter. So it's quarter to. Alright, obviously very brief explanation, but if you look at that, hopefully it'll start making sense. So again, 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, quarter past, 20 minutes past, 25 minutes past, half past, 25 minutes to, 20 minutes to, quarter to, 10 minutes to, and 5 minutes to. And obviously all those little ticks in between are where we'll say we'll pick just a random one. If it was there, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 minutes to the hour. Alright, so any of those ticks relates to a minute past or minutes to. Alright, let's move on. So thinking of problems that exist or that arise where we have to work out time or add times to each other, one of the ones I think of are when I'm colouring my hair. So maths when colouring your hair. When should you wash the colour dye out? So I'm just taking an instruction that would be on usual colouring instructions. So let's say you're colouring your hair at home and the instructions tell you to leave the hair dye on for no more than 45 minutes. So very important that you get that timing right. So if it's 7:35 p.m., 7:35 meaning 35 minutes past 7, in other words 25 to 8, when should you rinse the dye out? Very important to get that right, because you don't want to leave it on for too long. So what I've done here is taken the important information, so 7:35, so 7 hours 35 minutes, and I'm adding on the 45 minutes that I'm allowed, or that I can leave that dye on for. So I've lined it up, put the minutes under the minutes over here, and the hours under the hours. Now I just point out over here, remember there are 60 minutes in an hour. So when I add my minutes column over here, if it's above 60 minutes, I have to carry an hour forward over to the hour column, leaving behind any extra minutes. So let's look at this. 5 plus 5 is 10. Put down my 0, write my 1 up there. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. So those minutes added give us 80 minutes. But what we have to remember is that 80 minutes is above an hour. Okay, so I just write down here, 80 minutes is actually 1 hour and 20 minutes. So what I do here is I put down my 20 minutes and I carry my hour forward. Why am I doing that again? I'm carrying my hour forward into the hours column over here when I'm adding time. And then 1 plus 7 is 8. So I would need to wash that dye out at 20 minutes past 8 o'clock. Okay, another example of when I have to add time, when I'm cooking or baking. So when should I take my lasagna out of the oven? And again, another example. So when cooking or baking, we need to work out when we should take something out of the oven or when to take something off the hob, etc. Okay, let's say we were making a lasagna and it says after preparation, put it in the oven for 35 minutes. If you put the lasagna in at 11:47 a.m., so again, a.m. is in the morning, 47 minutes past 11, so 11:47 a.m., when should you take it out? So let's work it out. So I put down my important information here. 11:47 is the time that it is. 35 minutes is the amount of time that I need to leave the lasagna in for, and I want to add those two amounts together to see when should I take my lasagna out of the oven. And again, remember there are 60 minutes in an hour, so when I add my minutes column here, if it goes above 60, I need to carry the hour forward. So let's look at this. 5 plus 7 is 12, put down my 2, carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. So that would give me 82 minutes. So let's look over here. 82 minutes is above an hour. 82 minutes is 1 hour, being 60 minutes, or yes, exactly, 1 hour and 22 minutes. So I leave my minutes over here, my 22 minutes, but carry my hour forward. And then I go 1 plus 1 is 2, and then I just have 1 plus nothing there, so 1. So at 12 hours 22, at 12:22, in other words 22 minutes past 12, I need to be taking that lasagna out of the oven. Okay.